What's going on, guys? Happy Father's Day. It is actually my first Father's Day. My daughter turns 10 months old tomorrow, so we are rocking the pink flannel today. But in this video, we have to go over exactly what T+35 is, what it means straight from the SEC to give you guys the raw information that you do need to know. And this will tie this all together as far as the FTDs for next week. We have about 11 million FTDs that will need to be purchased back next week. So we could see a huge rally like we did see the last time this happened on June 2nd, but we'll get into more of this information later into the video. The only thing that I do ask is that you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Now, if you want to get up to $70 in whatever free stock that you want, use the link for Public. They are one of 3 brokerages that do not use payment for order flows and send the order flows to Citadel. The only others are Fidelity, Merrill Lynch, and Public. So make sure you guys check that out down below. I got $30 worth Beyond Meat and $50 worth of Tesla. So let me tell you firsthand, it is legit, and you might as well roll the dice and see what you do get. As well as if you guys want to stay up to date with the buy and sell alerts and join a great community that talks about stocks, options, strategies, all this great information, make sure to check that out. Also linked down below in the description. Now, getting into exactly what T+35 is, because this is pretty significant, and like I said, we've seen a huge T+35 spike that was on June 2nd, but I really haven't seen anybody go through the raw hard facts from the SEC on what this actually is. So that is what we're going to do. First things first, getting right into it, guys. Rule 204 provides an extended period of time to close out certain failures to deliver. Specifically, if a failure to deliver position results from a sale of a security that a person is deemed to own and that such person intends to deliver as soon as all restrictions on delivery have been removed. The firm has up to 35 calendar days following the trade date to close out of the failure to deliver position by purchasing securities of like kind and quantity. Such additional time is warranted and does not undermine the goal of reducing failures to deliver, because these are sales of owned securities that cannot be delivered by the settlement date due solely to processing delays outside the seller's or broker's dealer's control. Moreover, delivery is required to be made on such sales as soon as all restrictions on delivery have been removed, and situations where a person is deemed to own a security are limited and those specified in Rule 200 of Regulation SHO. A common example of a deemed to own security that cannot be delivered by settlement date is a security subject to a resale restrictions of Rule 144 under the Securities Act of 1933. So essentially what this is saying is firms, they have obviously 35 days to buy these shares back. If they don't do that within 35 days, they will have to on that 35-day mark. Now, keep in mind, it is very, very important to know this, guys. And if we just go to Ortex, I did not actually have this on the screen, but the average days on loan is about 47 days for short sellers in AMC stock. So that does mean their average cost is about $10. So obviously they're going to drag this out as long as they can, and that is quite frankly why I do think a lot of these failure to delivers, if not all of these failure to delivers, which we're going to talk about in just one second, are going to have to be covered this next week. And they do fall on different dates. Like I said, we will look into that a little bit more. But why would you want to cover your short positions? If you shorted a stock at $10, now it's at almost $60, you're down 500% on your position. You're going to drag this out as long as possible. It's literally common sense. Now, even taking a look, like I said, average days on loan is 44. My apologies. It is 44 days on loan. That still puts us at about $10 per share. So shorts are completely underwater. They're going to take billions of dollars in losses if they do have to buy back these shares next week. And that could help drive the share price up as well, because I mean, we own the company, right? We all know this. We've all heard this information. 80 to even 90% of the shares we do own. If we are not selling these shares, it's going to be very, very hard to get your hands on enough of these shares to actually buy back and get rid of your short position. So the more people hold, obviously not everybody's going to hold, but the more people that do hold, the higher the share price is going to go. Now, taking a look at what is really important here, guys, we did see June 2nd. This is a very significant day because we did have almost 3 million failure to delivers that did have to be covered on this day if they were not covered beforehand. And this is when we really spiked. Keep in mind, June 2nd, we come back to the Webull chart. June 2nd is the day we open opened at about $35, ran all the way up to $70, came back to about $62, and that is where we closed for the day. So that was a huge significant day. The next biggest day was June 4th, and that was 3.3 million shares, almost 3.4 million failure to deliver shares that did need to be covered. But there was external events that did happen that day, including the sale of shares to Murdoch Capital, and I do think that is why we went up. We were up about 10% for the day in the morning, and then once this news did come out, we did start to drop after that. So there was a lot of negative FUD in the air, and that is pretty much what I am chalking up to June 4th's high failure to deliver numbers. Now, it is significant when we're talking about this next upcoming week, because June 21st will be Monday, and we have almost 3 million failure to delivers, exactly 2,820,000 shares that will need to be bought back. And like I just talked about, I do think they're dragging this out as long as possible, because a day could be the difference between 10-20% to the upside or potentially to the downside. Institutions do know this. They have been, obviously manipulating the order flows like Citadel has been doing, so they do know what they can do and obviously have an impact on the price. So why cover your shares, like I said, if you're down 500% and you don't have to? But we do have for Tuesday, June 22nd, 2,968,000 shares that will need to be bought back. So Monday, Tuesday, very significant days, but even Wednesday, June 23rd, we have 2.5 million shares that do need to be bought back. We have not seen, quite frankly, 3 days that are this big in a row. Now, considering the failure to delivers that will have to at least be covered next week, which does add up to about 11 million shares in total, we do have over 200,000 contracts that have the potential to go in the money. Currently at almost 65,000 that are in the money, and out the money contracts at 152,000. But we will talk about this more in a later video later on tonight, give you guys what I expect for next week. Now, if you guys like the video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel and help push this accurate information out to as many apes as possible that do need to hear this. Now, with that being said, make sure to check out the link down below for Public. It's literally free money, like we already talked about, and they don't sell your order flow, so you know exactly what you're getting with Public, and I personally do invest with them. As well as check out the links down below for the buy and sell alerts. They pay for themselves. We just hit a 500% trade, $44 into $266, as well as multiple 100% winning trades for last week, and that was where we actually took profits on the trades. So make sure to check out those links down below. Until next time, I will see you guys later. Take care.